Morning, friends and family. Chatwin Joe. It's been quite some time since I spoke to you. Been a little bit of a journey digging in, reading and studying, and I'm really getting pressed and pushed in the direction of the inner man. It says in Corinthians that the outward man is perishing, but the inward man is being renewed day by day. And I've really been meditating on that verse all morning long. And first of all, most of us don't even know that there's two of us. Most of us don't even know that there's an inner man. Most of us don't even address the fact that we have an inner man. All we care about is the flesh, which is the outer man. All we care about is doting over it, buying it clothing, giving it everything, buying it alcohol, giving it pleasure, doing whatever it wants, however it wants. It gets mad, we let it do what it wants. That's our outer man. He's out of control. He's unsatisfied. He's reckless, unruly. He's undeserving of God's love, And the reason I bring all this up now, the inner man, we don't even bother with the inner man. The inner man is that voice. Is that voice that's trying to tell us, hey, that's not the good thing to do. That's not the right idea. Don't go that way. That's not smart. Don't do this. Don't do that. And we're always arguing. You ever notice we always argue with ourselves? Well, that's who we're arguing with. There's two of us. The inner and the outer man are arguing, and they're in conflict. The inner man is of God, is of the Spirit. When the flesh, the outer man, was created from the dirt, right? It was created from the dirt from earth, and then God breathed his spirit and his life into the flesh, which is the outer man. So the inner man and the outer man. The inner man is of God and the outer man is of the earth. Therein lies the conflict. When we were created when in the garden, we were first created as a part of God's creation. It tells us in the book of Genesis in the beginning that we walked with God in the cool of the day, that our relationship was perfect. I believe it was perfect because it was just us and the inner man. And then the devil came along, tricked Eve, and we ate from the tree of good and evil. And when that happened, we were thrown out of the garden. So we were no longer spiritual beings with God. We now became flesh-beating beings with Satan here on earth, because we were thrown out of heaven, the garden, just like the devil was thrown out of the garden. And now we're all down here on earth. He's the God of this world, is what the word says. So now we're living in his world, in the flesh, in our spirit, and we're separated in a sense. We're permanently separated from paradise because of what happened, because of the good and evil. And now that we're a part of that, whether we want to be a part of that or not, we are. And the only way to get back to the garden is to be born of the Spirit, or the inner man to be born again. Catch that. That's why it's so important that Jesus Christ came to die, because that's why God was so worried. That's why God was so concerned, because our inner man was permanently lost. Who cares about the outer man? The outer man doesn't matter. It's flesh. It's going to return to the earth anyway. It's the inner man that God is worried about. Your spirit, your soul. It's a part of God. God breathed his spirit and his life into you, and that's a part of him. And that's why when you go to do something wrong, or you go to something you're not supposed to do, the inner man's telling you, whoa, wait a minute, hit the brakes, hold up. It's because it's that the inner man is your spirit, and he's of God. He's from God. And we have to be born again of the Spirit, is what the Word says, in order to be brought, to be able to get in order to go back and get home again. That's why he says he wants to save your soul and save your spirit. We have to be born again. We have to start addressing the inner man. The first thing we need to do is acknowledge that there's an inner man. If we're going through life just thinking it's the flesh, clothing, food, sex, whatever I can do, attitude, eager. Hey, you ever notice that they say your number one enemy is yourself? Well, it's true. It's so true. The inner man and the outer man are going at it, because the inner man is of the Spirit and the outer man is of the flesh. So you're actually caught in a war. It says it right in the Word that we're caught in a war between good and evil, and there's no way around that. That's just, it is what it is. And God says that my people perish for lack of knowledge. And Jesus said, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. And how do we consume the Word? We consume the Word, and where does it go? When we read the Word, right? When we read it, it goes into our mouth and into our stomach, right? That's why it's called, it's sweeter than honey, is what it says. The Word is sweeter than honey. We are not feeding the flesh, we're feeding the inner man. So what are you doing today? Are you doing anything for the inner man, or all you care about is the man of the flesh? Newsflash. When the man of the flesh dies, it's going back to the earth from which it came. Where's the inner man going to go? If you let the man of the flesh or the outer man rule the inner man, then guess what? You're going to lose the inner man to the god of this world, which is Satan. But if you feed the inner man God's divine word and give the inner man control, because it says in the word that it's being renewed day by day, and that's what it means. It means the outward man is aging and dying, and the inward man is only getting younger and stronger. But if you're not paying attention, and if you're not taking care of your soul and your spirit, you're not doing anything to assure it says that there's a second death, and the second death is when the spirit and the soul dies and goes into the lake of fire with Satan. So you don't want that to happen. You definitely don't want that to happen. If you think life is tough enough, definitely don't want that to happen. I'm really going to dig in and study more on the inner man and the outer man, because I think it's really, really important. Nobody's teaching this stuff. Nobody's addressing these things. And what do we get? 50, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years on earth, and then we're done. And it's too late at that point. It doesn't matter. The outer man is going to pass, and he's going to release the inner man. The inner man is going to be released from the outer man, and he's going to have to go somewhere. Well, where's he going to go? Where is he going to go? Is your inner man, the best of you, your soul, your spirit, your conscience, is that going to go back to God the Father where it came from, or is it going to go to the lake of fire? It's that simple. It is that simple of a choice. And, it's not about anything else. My people perish for lack of knowledge. Now you have the knowledge. Now you know that there's two parts of you. There's two of you. There's two of you. You heard what I'm saying. There's two of you. There's an inner and an outer. An inner man and an outer man. Who are you listening to today? Who are you feeding today? Who are you trying to take care of today? Think about those things. You all have a blessed day. It's been good talking to you. Have a happy Thanksgiving. God loves you.